Hello, I'm Dr. Robin, and I was asked, why do I love middle school kids? Why do I love teaching middle school when other people dread it? And I think middle school is such an incredible age. Now, I say this as someone who teaches a lot of middle school kids, and also I currently have one, and I had one other, and I also am the oldest of six kids, so I have been with people through the middle school years many times. I personally hated being a middle schooler. That was rough. Um, and it's really great seeing my kids actually not hate it because it turns out with the right support, it's not so bad. It's pretty cool time. And I think partly because I think it's so cool. I love seeing how they develop as people. And, elementary school, like you see some of their personality and stuff, but middle school is really this opportunity where they aren't set yet. Like by high school, people are kind of set on their path. You're kind of like the theater kid or the band kid or the straight A kid or the goof off kid. It's very hard to switch out of that thing, and it kind of sets you up for like, okay, if you're like the smart kid, then you're going to college, and if you're the failing kid, it's going to be really hard to get into college, right? And it's possible, but it's going to take a lot of work to get you there. Whereas in middle school, everything's possible, right? We can take a kid in any however they happen to be at that moment, and they haven't gelled into something yet, and we can expose them to something new, and they just are like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I love this, and just like go for it, right? They're so open to new ideas, open to learning, open to experiences, and they're also sassy and talk back, and like they think for themselves. They're not just squishy like elementary school kids. Like elementary school kids are cute, great, but there's a whole lot of like they're just kind of accepting what you're telling them, and I don't want that. I want kids to push back. I want kids to say that doesn't make sense, or how come this, or why that, and really challenge me. So I'm like, oh, let me think about that for a minute, and then figure it out with them and explain it to them and make sure we all understand, because I know this stuff, but it's totally different to know it and like explain it. And that's why I love middle school is they're ready for so much, and then what we put into them they're going to hang on to. You teach a 4-year old something, and it's great. Like I'm so glad I took my kids when they were little to the zoo and to science museums and did art projects and had a mud pit and did all of these like really wonderful experiences that helped form their brain, right? But they don't remember any of them. But middle school, people remember middle school. They remember what they learned. They remember who was there for them, and who taught them, and how things were handled, which is a little bit intimidating because especially my younger child remembers so much. And so I just know someday I am going to be fodder for therapy. But that's fine because I'm doing my best, and they know it. And we keep talking it through and figuring things out. And I love that about middle school.